The Strait of Hormuz is currently the most dangerous stretch of water on the planet. In a series of rapid-fire escalations, the situation has shifted from a tense naval standoff to active kinetic engagement. Iranian forces have begun targeting commercial vessels with gunfire, while simultaneously signaling a new and potentially devastating target: the underwater communications cables that serve as the digital backbone of the global economy. For decades, the world has viewed this narrow waterway primarily as a choke point for oil and gas. However, a new strategic threat has emerged. Reports from within Iran are now highlighting the extreme vulnerability of subsea cables lying beneath the strait. These cables are responsible for the vast majority of data transfer, e-commerce, and cloud services across the Gulf. By publicly identifying these cables as a vulnerable point, there is a clear and present warning that the digital infrastructure of the West and its allies could be the next target in this escalating shadow war. On the water, the situation has already turned violent. In a single day, at least 3 commercial vessels were intercepted or attacked. One container ship was reportedly fired upon by an Iranian gunboat without any radio warning. The strike caused heavy damage to the ship's bridge, though the crew managed to survive the encounter. Hours later, another cargo ship was stopped and boarded. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps has claimed these vessels were violating their own blockade and tampering with navigation systems, but international observers see these moves as a direct attempt to seize control of global trade routes. In response to these attacks, the United States is executing a massive military buildup. While a technical ceasefire has been discussed, the reality on the ground is a total naval blockade of Iranian ports. President Trump has described the Iranian economy as being in a state of total collapse, claiming the country is losing $500 million every single day. To enforce this economic fury, the U.S. military presence in the Middle East has surged past 50,000 service members. The firepower heading to the region is staggering. The USS George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier group, accompanied by multiple missile destroyers and an amphibious assault ship carrying thousands of Marines, is currently steaming toward the Persian Gulf. This massive naval task force is designed to ensure that any further Iranian aggression is met with overwhelming force. The U.S. Treasury has also warned that any vessel or individual caught facilitating Iranian trade will face immediate and severe sanctions, effectively attempting to choke off the regime's last remaining lifelines. This conflict is no longer just about regional politics, it is a battle for the stability of the global market. If the Strait of Hormuz is closed, or if those vital underwater data cables are severed, the ripple effects would be felt in every corner of the world, from gas pumps to stock markets and digital communications. The Iranian leadership remains defiant, suggesting they will only return to the negotiating table when they feel their national interests are secured, while the U.S. maintains that the pressure will only increase until a total surrender or a new deal is reached. As the third American aircraft carrier approaches the region and Iranian gunboats continue to patrol the strait, the margin for error has disappeared. The world is now watching to see if this indefinite ceasefire is a genuine path to peace or simply the quiet before a massive military storm. The coming days will determine whether the Strait of Hormuz remains an open artery for trade or becomes the flashpoint for a global crisis.